What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mame here. Today, my face is super overexposed. I'm sorry. I don't know how I can fix that. Today, we're going to be talking about Apple, the company, not the fruit. It's so I really hate it. Their practices. I really like their hardware. Their hardware is very high quality. I really like their software. Not necessarily morally, but I like their software technically. It's all very nice and interconnected. Like how I can connect my iPhone to our Apple TV, and the Apple TV can show what's on my iPhone, and if I had a Mac, I can answer my iPhone messages on my computer. It's all very nice. Obviously that's for malicious intent from Apple, to keep you to keep you buying their products. And the reason why I said I don't like their company morally is due to planned obsolescence and the Genius Bar scam that keeps happening no matter how many times Apple's literally sued for it. I just really don't like the company in their morals, but I do really enjoy the company in their software and hardware. Like, here's an example. Steve Jobs, while of course he made lots and lots of money off of the backs of literal child labor in China and stuff, that's the same with every company. Like, if I were to make... I'm sure he knew that these phones were built off the backs of tiny little children in Taiwan, but I don't think he had the choice to change that. Maybe he did, and if so, he's probably a pretty bad guy. But if I'm just some dude, and here I am manufacturing all my computers and phones in my office, and some company was like, hey, we can manufacture these for much cheaper, I'd be like, yeah, sure. You know? It's so much easier and cheaper. And, of course, while capitalism isn't everything and making money isn't everything, of course people should have morals. And a company standpoint, financially, that's a pretty good idea. And a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of ignorant business owners don't even know that their products are being built off of basically slave labor. Now, not to, like, have these business owners sound any worse than they are. A lot of them are pretty bad. But people like Elon Musk, that's a bad example. Literally all of their stuff is manufactured in America. Never mind. I'm sure some of his products, some products inside of his products are made from basically slave labor, and he has nothing to change that. So, anyway, I really don't like Apple because I really don't like the direction they've taken ever since Steve Jobs died. And they were great before that. Sure, they still had really malicious tactics, but so does every company. But, you know, I just really enjoyed the before they went all minimalistic, you know? When it's minimalistic, it feels like you don't own your phone, or your computer, or your Apple TV, or your Apple Watch. You just feel like you're using it. And when Steve Jobs was around, he made it feel like you were using the phone, and not you were borrowing it from Apple. I don't know if that analogy makes any sense, but, you know. Linux, on the other hand, Linux is great. You can customize things. I'm getting a new PC in August, and that's going to be running Linux, and that's going to be nice. But, like, I've recently learned that being all pushy about it isn't the best way to convert people to Linux. The best way to convert people to Linux is to just kind of drop hints about it being better, and then eventually they'll pick it up, maybe. But, you know, it's one of those, you know. Like, I've learned to be less pushy about it, Apple, on the other hand, is terrible, but I'm also less pushy about it than I was. Maybe it's like a maturity thing. Maybe. Sorry, I keep hitting my tripod with my foot. Do you guys like this when I do this? Is this entertaining? No, it isn't. Yeah. Alright, see ya, dude.